everybody, and welcome to Tier 1 for MRC, where we are racing around Australia. We've just had a very intense race with the Tier 2 boys, so we are very much looking forward to the Tier 1 boys having their go around. I am joined tonight by our league leader himself. It is Mr. Martin Hills. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm quite stressed, I suppose.
Quite stressed.
That was all quite stressful. Yeah, that was emotional. It was emotional. I got rear wing damage on turn 4, and then tried to finish the race with rear wing damage, and it was okay. It was going all right. It actually felt okay. I thought I could cope, but as the fuel came out of the car, and we started cornering faster, it became like driving on wet spaghetti or something. It was just slithering all over the place, and I went into, is it turn 10, the fast left right?
Yes.
And it just, very strange, just went straight on. It kind of oversteered straight into the wall on the left, which was fun. And I sort of skied down the wall with only 2 wheels attached to it, I think.
I think that might be the first time anyone's ever described an F1 car as driving on wet spaghetti, but I'm here for it.
Well, I was trying to... You know, there's a kind of a bit of grip when you don't move too much, and then it just suddenly slithered, like, you know, like
yes.
that, like you know, a bit of a gentle raguing.
Oh, lovely.
There wasn't enough parmesan on it to give me adhesion. I needed more parmesan. And obviously, in this allegory, the parmesan would be the fresh rubber.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
The spaghetti is the track. And the tomato ragu would be the interactive surface upon which I was trying to find some grip and massively failing. It was a bit like rallying, really. I just found myself kind of going around most of the corners sideways, and it was bloody horrible, quite frankly. Anyway, I'm glad that's over. I'm gonna put that one in the bin.
Yes, we move on to the next race, and our first person we're going to watch is Chris Bailey, who's out on a set of medium tyres. Interestingly, for his first lap, obviously saving a set of softs for the race.
Yeah, I kind of get that. This track seems to have massive ramp up as well, so to be honest, the first runs you do are, or certainly the first 4 or 5 minutes, seem to be almost irrelevant. You're not going to have a time that's competitive in that period, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, if you want to get some time on the track, then that's all well and good.
Just put some rubber down.
Indeed. As the bishop said to the whatever.
No.
Yes. Good evening to MRC Late Nights.
Yes.
Right. Sorry about that.
And good evening, Mr. Ant. Lovely to have you in the YouTube chat.
Well, at least he's somewhere.
Well, yes, indeed. And here comes Chris Bailey, who did a 19.2 on mediums. That is absolutely disgusting.
Well, are we going to get into the 17s? Is somebody able to...
You gurney with a 118 dead. I think we might, yes.
That was almost like he was just laughing at us for even suggesting that. You know, of course we're going to get into the 117s. I just did this really slow lap at 118.005.
Yeah, I just lifted off just before the line just to tease you.
Yeah, probably find you never actually used
117.7 from Kid.
Okay,
that was quick.
Are we going to get into the 16s here tonight?
Well, oh my gosh, SW lost it. So I was on board for that. That was spectacular.
He's gone after 10, has he?
Yeah, in the S-bends.
So I'm guessing he's spun on that the inside right-hand curb that you can cut.
That can throw you out so easily.
But it is the fastest way, definitely. But I find that you do have to just get off the throttle slightly to be able to do it. Otherwise, it's just way too leery. And
you've got to correct your steering just right. Otherwise, it will just chuck you.
Yeah, it's kind of... I think it's more about getting the turn-in correct in the previous one, so that you can line yourself up nicely to cross the curb in the next part of it, really.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was a very quick first stint for everyone. We've got 14 of set times and everyone else going back into the pits by the look of it. Oh no, Reese Whitcomb's going for another lap, so we'll actually do an on-board lap with Reese Whitcomb, because we didn't do that with our first driver of the day. So here we go. There's a little kink in the wall on the left there, which you're going to use as your braking point. Get on the power as soon as possible, preferably without losing traction. Onto DRS straight. Gonna brake basically at the little black box on the left here, down to about third gear. Ooh, takes a little bit wide, but manages to pull it back. Got on the power pretty nicely there, with a little bit of a twitch. And then there's another kink in the left here, which is going to be a braking point down to fifth, and then just on the power as soon as possible, because you can just bleed time the entire way through this section.
Yeah, this is where you want to sit on your ERS button, really, to make sure that you've got the maximum top speed you can possibly get up to.
Yeah, exactly. And Reeswick can get to 206 miles an hour. Not a bad little effort there. Takes that... Ooh, a little bit of a twitch on the exit there, but manages to keep it going. He's also on medium tyres, just worth pointing out.
It's a loose car. It's a
very loose car. A lot of people seem to be going for low downforce, which I'm not sure works here. Then he'll just lift around here and get back on the power as soon as possible. Heavy braking down to third or second. He goes for third here. And then carefully on the throttle. Very easy to spin here. And then power it all the way to the line. And he gets a 1:19.8 for a banker on mediums, which isn't bad going.
Well, no, it's not, is it? I find Tier 1 quite depressing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you look at the times that you do on soft and you go, you've beaten that significantly on mediums.
These people are just laughing at us, knowing that we are peasants.
They're just a different league, these Tier 1s. It's absolutely filthy.
Yes, indeed. Well, it'd be interesting to see how the guys that have stepped up from Tier 2 fare tonight.
Yeah, we've got Simba and Mark.
Yeah, Simba's currently sat in 11th. I suspect he's got quite a bit more time to come from that, to be honest with you.
I think so. Mark H down in P15 currently, but again, I can see he's got a lot more time in that lap.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's put in anything representative just yet.
No, probably not. Ooh, Saviour's 3/10 up on his lap in the first sector, so we're right on board with... Oh no, he's low on ERS. So he's managed to have a ballistic first sector without ERS by the looks of it. Okay.
Got quite a few people on outlaps right now. Just trying to see who is actually on a lap.
He's about to start his lap.
Pover's on a lap.
Where's Mr. DePova? Let's have a look.
He's just coming through 10.
He's invalidated.
Oh, yes, so he has. Okay, splendid.
Call Me the Brave is on a lap by the looks of it. Just coming to the end of his lap. Some good short shifting there. Keep the car nice and stable. What's he going to manage? A 20.0. Not bad little lap. Where's Mr. Calvin? He's been disgusting all week. Oh, he's just about to start his lap, so we'll jump back to him.
Ugoni's on a good lap. He's on exactly the same time, pretty much within 1,000th of his previous lap in the first sector. So if he's lost out in the second two, this could be an improvement. If he kind of didn't
he's still
optimise.
basically even.
There's a random wheel. That's nice.
Yeah, lovely. Let's see if he can find any time.
He only needs, a couple of tenths, and he's back up to P1.
He's carrying some very good speed through there. Era Voice has left the session. Hopefully he can get back in. Oh, he carried some amazing speed through that final corner. Oh, he found 2 tenths.
Oh, that's close.
So close.
So, who else is going quickly? LRL is currently matching his best time as well.
Yeah.
He's just behind on track.
Ooh, G-Star's out. He's had a bit of a crash. Oh, he's found a 10th.
He has. G-Star went, I think it looked like it was probably turn 2, I think.
Yeah, I think so. LRL is looking very confident under braking.
He used second there, which a lot of people aren't using. It's interesting.
Yeah. And he does a 17.878. is very close at the top there.
Literally a tenth of a second in the top 3. That's pretty competitive, isn't it?
That's very competitive.
Who else is moving rapidly at the moment? There must be somebody. Is Chris Bailey on a lap?
He is on a lap. He's just coming through the first sector.
Oh, sorry, I did say who's going quickly, and we've gone to Chris by accident. Sorry, Chris.
He is
Chris
up
is
by
definitely
3/10.
Yeah, Chris is definitely on form at the moment. I'm being sarcastic.
I mean, he's doing very well in MRCX at the moment as well.
Yeah, he told me that he's actually started using all assists in MRCX. He said
I think we can call that cheating.
He said that since assists have become enabled in MRCX, he's going to use all of them. So I think he started using SatNav as well.
Okay.
And I think he's using braking assist, which is unusual. I think he's the only person in MRC who uses braking assist.
I'm a little bit disappointed, I'm not going to lie.
I may or may not be casting aspersions on his character, none of which is true. Anyway, here we go. He's into the final couple of corners.
It's going to be very, very close for a top spot here. What's he going to do? Oh, 17.6!
That's cracking. That's impressive.
Fantastic lap from Mr. Bailey there.
I reckon he's got a ringer in the car. He's got someone else doing that for him.
Oh, you're being so mean.
I'm sorry. I'm in a strange mood. I'm feeling tired and emotional.
Yes, I understand that.
Saviour is out on another quick one. So our top fighters are all going for it at the moment.
They are. That's another 2/10 for Saviour.
He set a purple first sector, I believe. Oh no, someone else set a purple first sector. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong bit of information. So who's done that?
Here he comes. Half a second up through the second sector. This could be good for provisional pole now. Oh, he carried some really, really good speed around there. God, this is just looking so planted and so confident. I wish I had his confidence.
Yeah, he's all right, isn't he? Doesn't
He's
do
not
too
bad,
badly,
he's
generally
not bad.
speaking. He's all right.
Oh, it's so close. He takes pole by.
It is
400.
tight at the top, isn't it? Tight at the top.
Oh my good grief.
We've got who else is going
Here
quick?
comes
at the moment?
Calvin.
Calvin is on. I was going to say Calvin's on that. Yeah.
Great minds, great minds.
And also weak ones.
Also that, yeah.
We've got a few people giving a bit of support in the chat.
Carl Radband supporting Soze. Kandrek supporting Saviour. Got little fan clubs forming now. Let's see what Calvin can do. Again, carrying some good speed through that corner there. Don't know how he took that in third. That would send me flying all the way back to the UK.
See, I find it.
Ooh,
Good lap from
17.9,
Calvin.
very nice.
That's very competitive from Calvin. It's really good. Yeah, I find that if you downshift too much in that corner, it makes the back end kick out because the rear axle locks.
Yeah.
So I find anything lower than third to be a little bit too leery, but
Yeah, I
depends how you
completely
got
agree, yeah.
depends on your diff settings. I find second just seems to lock the rear wheels for me quite often in slow stuff, but I do like quite low diff settings generally.
I like quite low diff settings, to be fair.
I think is Sarge also on our app right now? I think he is.
Let's have a look. He appears to be,
just-
yes.
He's just going to hit the first timing bean out of sector 1.
Up by a tenth.
And with the times being this tight, it doesn't take a lot, does it?
No.
I mean, he needs to find 4 tenths to be into the top 6 to make a position change, but
Yep.
that's certainly not impossible, is it?
Through the second sector he is still a tenth and a half. Very nice through there, though.
I hate this corner.
I've sort of learned to love it. If you carry enough speed, then it's a really, really great corner.
It's a big if.
It's a big if. All
How
these
we
Tier
looking
1
then?
drivers just taking that in third is unbelievable. 18 dead. Oh, we've had a collision. 2 cars
Oh, there's
are out.
bits of carbon everywhere. Who was that?
That's Kidd and Bergen by the looks of it.
Oh, what's happened? Have we had someone come out of the pits into a fast car? Is
Looks
that what
like
happened?
it could have been.
Or possibly a spinner out of the last corner taking somebody who was just behind them.
Yeah, also potentially. Ugoni's invalidated. Chris is a little bit up on his time.
I'm going to quote you about that incident.
Go on.
That was very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
I've noticed that's your diplomatic phrase that you use in commentary when something pops off that you don't want to have a stance on. If something really terribly dramatic happens and you clearly have a strong opinion about it, you go, that was very unfortunate. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong in any way, shape or form, you are not. What's Bailey gonna do? He's gonna do a 17.4. He found some good time in that final sector.
He wants this tonight, doesn't he?
He really does. I'm telling you who I'm gonna jump on board with, though, for their lap, is Mr. Kisa Soze. Our driver, who has, over the last 2 seasons, gone from a pretty decent Tier 3 competitor to just unbelievably, disgustingly quick in every way, shape and form.
Whilst you're doing that, I'm sitting on board with Saviour because he's on a fast lap right now as well. I will let you know how he's doing at the end of the first sector.
A little bit wide there from Kisa, but he keeps it going.
Saviour is down in the first sector, so he's backed out. He's backed out.
Kisa's got a 10th up in the first sector.
Ugoni is in the pit, so he's not going to improve.
No.
Kidd is obviously out. LRL is just coming in to do a lap right now.
Second up, nearly in the second sector. Oh, bit of a twitch there though. Keeps it going nicely. Carried some good speed there.
LRL missed turn 1, so he's not going to improve either.
Come on, Kisa, let's see what you can do. Got on the power very nicely there.
If you don't know, the tubular safety device that sits over the driver's head aptly named
He did a 18.5, puts him up to P8.
Calvin has pretty much matched his own time in the first sector, so he's got the potential to move up a bit here.
Saviour's going in the pits. So I think Chris Bailey might be safe for pole, you know.
Calvin was a little bit late on the turn-in around that 10 chicane.
That's unfortunate.
So I'm not sure this
Simba
is going to be
goes to
the
P8.
lap. Good lap from Simba.
Very nice lap from Simba. Eddie Dust is out.
Calvin's messed up the end of his lap, unfortunately. He's binned it just before the pit lane.
So unfortunate. So yeah, I believe everyone is done.
Yeah, Era Voice is backed out of his lap. And he's the only other person who hasn't come into the pits yet. So yes, that is our grid.
So there you go, I'll run through our starting position. So, Christopher Sandbags Bailey actually takes pole position in qualifying.
I think you called him Christopher Handbags Bailey.
No, Sandbags.
Okay.
Then we've got Saviour, followed by Ugoni, Kidd, LRL, Calvin, J-Sarge, Simba, Kisa, and Reese takes P10. Followed by Mark, Eddie Dust, Call Me the Brave, Voice, Bergen, Slayer, G-Star, Nick BT, and SW, who unfortunately did not set a time. So, any early predictions, Mr. Hills?
Well, it's going to be extraordinarily tight at the top because these guys are basically I mean, Bailey has put in an alien lap there. That is very impressive stuff to be when everyone else is so clear, so clearly closely matched. To be clear of them by a decent amount is quite impressive. I mean, look at those gaps. Oh, look at those gaps. Oh, lovely. I think Calvin's a dark horse here.
Yeah.
I think Calvin's due a good result. I think Calvin could be looking at a podium if he keeps it between the green bits.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
What is that pose, Chris Bailey? Why has your character got that pose? He's doing the binoculars. That's
to be fair, I did. I picked the same one.
Right, you're on a ban. And yeah, I think Simba's going to be very happy with starting where he's starting there.
I think he is. Yeah, really happy.
I don't know that we particularly got many people out of place, apart from people who've overperformed maybe compared to what your expectations might be. Nick BT's a little bit out of sorts there. I would expect him to be a bit further forwards.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised by his qualifying. I expected him to be higher up.
I didn't actually catch what his time was because it just flicked across, but unless he's had issues during that session. But
could have done.
It does say your voice just joined. Did he get back in during quali?
I'm not sure he did, so he wouldn't have had a... Well, maybe he did, because he was out on a lap, wasn't he?
I don't. I might have been thinking about something else, like cheese, or possibly squirrels or something. I don't know. Yeah, good luck to him because he's just come out of tier 2, where I'm not quite sure where he finished because I was probably crying in a wall. But he is my teammate.
Oh, lovely.
And he's also one of the oldest members of MRC. He's one of the founding members, which people don't know that.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So he and Morgan have been around for a very, very long old while. Since
I knew about Morgan.
Yeah, Fabian started at the same time.
Ah, there you go. Oh, it looks like we don't have a formation lap.
We don't because of the glitch.
And we're away. Oh, my bad. I was not prepared for that.
I'd forgotten.
Ugoni gets a good start. Chris Bailey is looking very ghostly in first position.
Yeah,
but
we've got a load of ghosts.
This is looking very glitchy to me, because Chris Bailey is ghostly and so is Ugoni, but Ugoni's apparently in first, but Chris Bailey's car is very clearly at the... I'm very confused right now. This might be an issue I'm feeling.
I'm just checking the race directors group.
Yeah, bear with us everyone, we are just checking with the race directors. It seems to have sorted itself out now, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm not seeing ghosting anymore.
No, but I don't know how much that impacted the start of the race.
I mean, it seems to be running okay for now.
I think it is.
I suspect we're going with it. There's been nothing more said. So
okay, so there we go. We will carry on. So Chris Bailey's gotten away quite nicely, but Xavier isn't too far behind him. I think this is the battle we're going to stick with for the moment. Only 3/10 between them. Although Ugoni is apparently 1 minute and 22 behind Kid Dynamite, which he absolutely isn't.
Sorry to be quiet. I'm just
no,
checking
you deal with the race
the management here.
We'll keep going for the moment on the assumption that we're going to keep going, but we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, no one in race directors can see anything going wrong, so I think it's okay. Right, so, and we're pretty much even Stevens from where people would expect to be at the start of this race, considering their qualifying positions anyway. So nothing's gone horribly wrong.
No. Well, it looks like Kid Dynamite's actually a fairly big gainer there. We'll just look who gained what off the start there. Yeah, Kid Dynamite gained 1, G-Star gained 5, as did Nick BT off the start. But we lost 3 places to Eddie Dustin Call Me the Brave, 4 to Inner Voice, and 6 to Pova.
And what we haven't had a chance to talk about without a formation lap is tyres. And in the top 5, we have all 3 compounds, which is interesting.
We do indeed. So on the mediums, we've got Bailey, Saviour, Dynamite, J Sarge, Calvin, Hisa, Simba, and then 12 all the way down to 19 on mediums. Softs, we've got LRL, Reese Whitcomb and Bergen, and on the hards, we've got Ujoni and Depova. So a good mixed up grid there.
Yeah, I think LRL is just finding his feet on these softs compared to, he's looking at the braking points compared to Ugoni in front of him on the hards. It looks like he's trying to make sure he doesn't trip over him, but he looks like he's got an awful lot more speed in the braking areas. So I suspect we're going to see an attempt at a move into a braking area from him at some point.
Do you know what? Controversial. I always struggle with the softs at the start of the race in Australia. Can't tell you why.
It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, but
try
they
harder.
Just do not seem to get good.
I would not say such a mean thing to you.
Oh
dear.
I think Mark Hodgson had a moment.
I was about to say that he seems to have slipped away a little bit. He suddenly got a 3-second gap to Eddie Dust in front of him.
Oh, there's a big fight with Ugoni and LRL. Ugoni has managed to hold him off.
It's a matter of time. He's the cork in the bottle at the moment, isn't he? Everyone behind him's on softer tyres.
Yeah, those hard tyres, they do take quite a few laps to warm up on this game.
Oh, I find they come in really quickly compared to the previous game, though.
Well, maybe I'm just rubbish.
No, I just mean like, by comparison, the previous game, it could be 3 laps before they were getting anywhere near a useful temperature, whereas I would say after about a lap and a half, you've kind of got them up to the same sort of temperature in this year's game.
I'd say it takes me between 2 and 3 laps to get hards really working.
2 3/4 of the race. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I don't think the tyres play as pivotal a role around here as they do at some other tracks, because you can quite easily go. You can go soft medium here if you wanted to. But I think most people go sort of medium hard medium.
Oh, here comes Kid on Saviour. Ooh, Saviour just squeezes him a little bit, but it's kept very clean.
LRL's just done Ugoni as well as we were expecting.
I missed that one, but I'm sure it was a very good move. And here comes J Sarge now.
It's the DRS passes is what we're looking at here. Is Ugoni going to keep hanging it around the outside?
When J Sarge gets the move done.
It's a dangerous place to go. There's not a lot of grip out on that curb.
Oh, here comes Calvin now, mind. Getting up. Oh, Ugoni had a big twitch. But I think he's done enough to stay ahead of Calvin for the moment.
Shout out to Simba, who's sitting currently in P9.
Yeah, very nice from Simba by there.
Yep.
And Kisa in P10.
Yep, who's on a faster tyre, obviously.
Ooh, there goes Calvin trying to chuck it up the inside. But Ugoni defends magnificently there.
We've also got Bergen sat in P11, who is just outside the edge of the points there, who obviously was confirmed into a permanent seat in AlphaTauri today. So,
oh, I missed that announcement. Lovely to have you back, Bergen.
So, yep, he gets a permanent seat in Tier 1. Oh, are we going to get a safety car? Yes, we are.
We are going to get a safety car.
Now, 5 laps in, that's good. It's a good time for well, it's not a good time for the medium runners.
No.
It's obviously completely useless for the hard runners. It's only really useful to the people on the softs, possibly.
But it's also not entirely useful, because you can take the softs a good 12 laps, and it's really going to mess their strategy up.
It's going to be either that or, well, if you've saved a set of mediums, it can be worth sticking on a new set of mediums.
Yeah.
I actually did nearly that entire race on mediums due to various. Basically, I was keeping the carbon fibre composite workshop in a lot of work in Tier 2 by repeatedly stopping for front wings.
Yeah.
I ended up actually going in for mediums opposite. To get hards because of my broken front wing. Didn't change the wing, so I had to go back in again. Slapped a set of mediums back on again. So I actually did medium, one lap on hards, then medium, and then changed to another set of mediums.
Oh god.
which was quite pleasant actually, because it meant I was on kind of the preferable tyre for nearly the entire race. But
I guarantee you haven't beat my record for front wings though. When I made my debut, and I used I think about 7 front wings in one race.
Just watching something strange going on back here. Have we got a lapped car in there? I could see a McLaren moving offline and letting cars through. Maybe it's Pover. Is he a lap down?
Yeah, I think Pover is a lap down, you know.
Oh. No, what's happened?
There's Bergen. Yeah, Bergen definitely has a McLaren behind him.
Yeah, Pover did say in the chat earlier that he's actually not had a chance to do any practice and is not loving his time on this track, which I can empathise with.
Oh, I literally hate this track with a burning passion.
Oh, it's a big old pile of poo. Anyway, so what are we going to talk about whilst we're watching these cars go around behind this lovely safety car driven by lovely old burnt Mylander?
Well, I'm trying to find the fun facts that we like to chuck out every so often. I missed tier 2, so I don't actually know what facts they've chucked out, and I'm reluctant to repeat facts between streams and just chuck the same facts out when you've probably already heard that. So I'm sure you all heard who's got the most wins around Australia, but I'm sure you can guess that, Mr. Hills.
I can guess.
Yes.
Is it Nikita Mazepin?
How did you guess?
Who's got the most wins at Australia? On this track, presumably.
It just says most wins driver.
Yeah, it's probably on. It's going to be on this circuit, isn't it?
I would guess so.
Who's got? Do you know what? My this track is pretty limited. I'm going to ask you, who's got the most wins on this track, Simon?
Michael Schumacher, in fact.
Oh, is it Mickey Schu? Okay.
Who has a grand total of 4, so there have not been a lot of repeat winners at this track.
He also did Michael win in Adelaide as well. I'm not sure he did. I don't think Michael ever won before they moved it to Melbourne. Because they moved to Melbourne in '96, I think.
Yeah, it says most successful driver at Albert Park. I've looked up a specific website now that I normally use.
First winner at Albert Park would be...
What year did you say, 96?
I'm sure it's 96 it moved to Albert Park, isn't it? Yeah, sure it was.
Well, that's sort of...
I'm googling that. I'm googling that right now. Because it was the first round of '96. Yes, that was the year it moved. Because the last round of '95 was Australia at Adelaide. The first round of '96 was also Australia in Melbourne, which is why Damon Hill he's the only person to win a Grand Prix in the same country in back-to-back races.
Ah, there you go. So it's Damon Hill.
It was in his championship year. Started as he meant to go on.
Well, there you go.
And we're underway again.
Oh, we are. Oh, and Chris Bailey's gone, and he hasn't exactly caught Kid Dynamite sleeping, but he's got a bit of a gap there.
It's quite a tricky track to get a jump on people, because that last corner is tricky to get the power down on. That last corner on the previous lap, sort of the power-up zone for your next lap.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a tricky traction zone. So nobody stopped.
No, they didn't.
One of the soft runners must have stopped, because there was 3. So someone stopped, haven't they? Nick BT and Mark have both stopped.
There you go. So, yeah, we'll stick at the front for the moment, because Kid Dynamite is not giving Bailey any breathing room here at all.
They have dropped Xavier a little bit, which is surprising me.
They have, actually. I was not expecting that. And
Xavier's washed. He's washed.
Yeah, he's really not enjoying those tyres right now, is he?
I think he's on the downslope into demotion.
I thought you were going to say retirement.
Well, maybe that too.
Oh, Mark's out! We've got another safety car!
Where has that happened?
That's happened at after the S's.
He's gone on that curb as well, I would guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Bad luck, Mark.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Probably those cold.
Drive-through.
Pova is back in the pits again. He's getting rid of his hards again, presumably. There's a whole bunch of people in the pits now. I can see them going in and out in front of him.
Yeah, Chris Bailey did not get jumped though, so that's good.
We've got all of we've got all of our leaders in the pit there, which is interesting.
I'm just gonna double check, but presumably yes, they've all gone onto hard tyres except Pova, who's gone back onto a set of mediums.
They're all smashing on a hard set. Intention of going all the way to the finale.
I think 20 laps on hards is perfectly manageable.
It is, yeah. To be honest, you could probably do it on a set of mediums if you didn't mind them being literally on fire at the end. But
yeah, get a little bit slippy towards the end.
But I think the medium will do 17, won't it, quite comfortably? So you could take him. I reckon you could do it, but the hards are going to be a lot nicer.
Generally 17 on the mediums, switch to the softs for 13.
I think the person who may be regretting not having stopped at this stage is Reese in fourth, who's still on a set of softs.
Yet Sarge hasn't stopped, Eugenie hasn't stopped. Basically P1 down to P10 have not stopped yet.
No, but those mediums won't be terribly worn with the amount of time we've spent under the safety car. I mean, is this our third safety car?
Second.
Or is it second? Second safety car. So we're on lap 9, which means that those cars that are on the mediums at the front there only going to have done 3 or 4 full speed laps.
The person who's giving me anxiety was still on a set of softs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's the one that's a bit out of place. I mean, if he stops now, he's going to lose a lot of positions. But I guess he's hoping maybe to do a soft medium.
I guess that has to be his strategy at this point, and he will not waver from it.
Well, if he pits in now, he's going to be at the back, isn't he? So
yeah, exactly.
That's not really an option. That's the problem with pitting. You know, when you've had 2 safety cars back to back, pitting on the second one is always going to move you backwards quite significantly.
He's stopped again. He's getting a front wing change.
Oh dear.
He didn't click the yes button.
Oh no!
150 times. Don't you worry, bud.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you set it to auto, it should do it for you if you've got damage anyway. But
in my experience, it absolutely doesn't.
Okay.
So many times in this league, I've pitted thinking, right, let's get my front wing changed. Oh, okay, just don't bother then. That's fine.
So, sitting quite pretty there is LRL on 4-lap-old mediums. So he's got a very fresh set of tyres underneath him there.
But he's gonna, I would say he's definitely going to have to stop again.
He probably... I mean, he will need to stop again. But I'm guessing he did that stop under the last safety car.
Yes.
So... He hasn't actually done a full lap on those tyres at racing speed yet.
No, so they're not going to be very warm, to be fair.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Oh, safety car is coming in. I'm prepared this time, see.
It's almost like you're watching.
Almost.
Not
like
entirely.
I'm actually doing my job.
And we've got SWs due for a drive-through as well, haven't we, after the safety car comes in?
Is that what his penalty is?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. That's really unfortunate.
Nick BT's also got a 3-second penalty, but if that one, Nick, is caused by the glitch in turn 3/4, then make sure you submit footage for us and we'll get rid of it.
And make sure you've got your race director as we get underway. And, oh, Eugenie's been caught sleeping a bit. Calvin is right up his diffuser.
There's some chap called J Sarge in the lead. Who's he?
Do you know what? I don't mean to sound horrible when I say this, but it's been a while since we've seen him in the lead of a race.
Okay, don't rub it in. Jeez.
It's lovely to
Honestly,
see him back at the front.
I was just trying to be amusing. You sounded downright nasty.
I mean it in the best possible way. It's nice to see him coming back into it.
Saucer of milk to your table, then. Right, okay. Calvin's looking strong here as well, isn't he?
He is. We did
He's
say
having
that
a
if he can keep it clean, he's in a shout for a podium.
He's having a very good race meet.
He has shown that he's got some unbelievable pace around this track, so as long as he can keep the consistency, then yeah, he's really, really looking good.
Well, he's right up Ugoni's chuff. He's looking like he's going to have a go.
Oh, he is! Who's going to be braver on the brakes? Ooh, it is so tight!
Is Ugoni still there?
Ugoni's still there? No, he's done it! He's got the move done up into P2.
Nicely done, Calvin.
And Reese
Also
Wickham is now right on the back as well.
Simba P5. Sneaking
SW's
his way
out.
up the grid. Oh, please, not another one.
No, I think we're good on the safety car front.
Okay.
Where's he gone? There he's gone.
He's penultimate corner, just before the penultimate corner.
That is very unfortunate. We move on. Back to J Sarge, who is still... He's pulled out a bit of a gap to Calvin, up to about 9/10.
Sorry, I'm just watching... I saw J Sarge have a massive slither.
Ooh. Yeah, it's gone down to about 7/10. I'm noticing a lot of people using very low downforce setups here, which is another thing that gives me extreme anxiety around this track.
Gives you extreme anxiety.
Yes, because I'm running high downforce and I still don't like it.
You've not got enough going on in your life if racing this gives you extreme anxiety.
Look,
you probably need to talk to somebody.
Australia is a very anxiety-inducing track, all right?
Ooh, I'm just watching from Eddie Dust. I'm just watching LRL taking Simba. Oh, and as I say, that G-Star just snapped past Eddie Dust as well.
Ooh, very nice. Oh, yeah, G-Start, there he goes, very nice.
DRS is finally enabled. It's almost like we've managed to do 3 racing laps.
Oh my good grief, is that the first time? No, it's the second time this race we've actually had DRS.
And further back, we've got Chris Bailey having a big fight as well.
Oh yes, we have.
Oh, I just saw a car in the wall.
Oh no.
It was Eddie Dust.
Oh no. We don't like that. I'm going to stay with Calvin here because he's coming up to the DRS straight, so if he can get a good exit, this could be his moment to take the lead of the race. And he's got a pretty nice exit here, actually.
I nearly did a big squee then because Chris Bailey and G-Star were side by side somewhere where there's not...
Calvin's taking the lead of the race!
Well done, Calvin. Nicely done.
Very nice move down the DRS straight.
I don't think that's what it's actually called. That's not the name of it.
What, the DRS straight?
It'd be quite meta if somebody called a Oh! Calvin just got a big twitch and J Sarge drove straight past him.
We did! But he's coming back, mind. Oh, that was
Whilst this is going on, there are fights everywhere behind as well.
Oh, Wickham's got a massive exit onto the pit straight here. Literally pushing him down the pit straight.
And Ugoni is right behind this lot as well.
Oh, this is so exciting. I love racing like this. Can Calvin get the move done down into turn 3?
Oh, there's a McLaren out.
Oh,
there's a McLaren
no.
just span.
That'll
He
be
hasn't
the
actually
Pova.
retired. Didn't actually retire, but it was...
There goes Reese. He goes up into P2, and Ugoni's having a look now. And oh, Calvin's not giving up that easy, but Ugoni does get the move done.
There was a little bit of front wheel tippy-tappy there, but didn't look like it was anything too alarming.
That's unfortunate for Calvin, because it was a 3-for-1 there, unfortunately.
I've seen those websites.
Oh, Simba's out!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Where is that? Where's he gone?
that? I'm not entirely sure.
He's in turn 3, I think.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there as we Blue Whitcomb is going for the lead. Oh, but J Sarge defends very hard but very fair there. Can Reese get the exit here? Oh, massive twitch from J Sarge! Huge twitch! Ugoni gets it done as well, and Calvin's gonna have a look too. Yeah, it's J Sarge that had a 3-for-1 there.
Reese is doing a rather good job on these ancient soft tyres.
How long is he going to make those last?
Virtually driving along on the hubs now. They've literally just worn down to like little chunks of metal on each corner of the car.
Oh, and LRL got past J Sarge there as well.
I have to say that Ugoni is looking extremely fighty behind Reese, though. I don't think he's going to be there for very long.
Those hard tyres are doing well now.
Yeah, that Alpine looks like it's got no traction out of corners. And he's also spent all his DRS because he's flashing like an old man in a Mac.
Oh, good grief. And there goes Ugoni back into P1.
Yeah, Candy for my baby that was.
Done here.
Like, Reese has got to get off those tyres.
Yeah, he's got to get rid of those
tyres. He's just going to be tumbling and tumbling and tumbling. If he doesn't get off them soon, then everybody's going to be past him when he does pit.
Is he going to go in the pits this time? Yes.
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, J Sarge is just... oh no, it's because I'm watching Reese falling down through the pits. Yeah, okay.
Yep, that one.
Chris Bailey and Kidd are obviously on the freshest tyres of the front runners.
Yeah, they're kind of our de facto leaders at the moment.
Chris is a little bit off the back of Kidd, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a little bit.
He's got drops a little bit there. So my Kidd's actually just taken J Sarge, as we said that as well.
Oh, Reese Whitcomb got 3-second time penalty.
That's going to be that bloody turn 3 again, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's just come out of the pits, so...
and Topova's out now.
Oh, no. Oh, he's gone in the pits. He's retired in the pits.
He has indeed.
Well, this is, by Tier 1 standards, this is a high attrition race, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Got 20 people watching, but we've not got a lot happening in the comments. There's a few shout-outs for various people. And Hux did actually try to answer my question. He got it entirely wrong. Villeneuve.
It's alright, so did I guessed Villeneuve.
Incompetent buffoon that Villeneuve was.
Oh, poor man.
He was a womble.
James says, who kidnapped Bergen? It's ahead. Well,
your mic's going out a little bit there, by the way, Simon. You might be having your little connection problem.
Is that better?
I'll tell you in a minute. Depends whether you disappear again.
Well, hopefully I've sorted it.
So it's there's kind of gaps everywhere at the moment, but no big ones. But it looks like things have just momentarily settled. But I think we're going to see LRL making a move before too long because he's got the DRS.
Yeah, and he got a very nice exit there.
He started making that move as he reached the line, so he didn't actually need it. But there you go.
There you go. Very nice through there.
Yeah, he's going to get another second helping there as well. It's very kind on you on DRS on this track.
It is, yeah. 4 DRS sections on one track just seems excessive.
Well, it's kind of 2 split by corners each, but with each of them split by corners, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
So you activate before the start-finish straight, get a burst down the start-finish straight. You've got turn 1 and 2, then it reactivates again down to turn 3. Yep. And then you get the same out the back on the 2 back straights as well.
Yeah, that is true. It is technically only 2 DRS sections because there's only 2 DRS detection points.
Yes, yeah, 4 zones, 2 detections. Gotta say, LRL looks like he's got a very skinny car because even with the rear wing open, Ugoni is not catching him on the straights.
He's not at all. But Kidd is trying to send it on Ugoni though.
Well, he's got half the age of tyres. Ugoni is going to have. I'm pretty sure Ugoni's going to be. I'm guessing he's going to have to try to go to the end, but the difference on those tyres is really clear. He's making the move. He's making the move now. He's done it. He's got him done before the DRS zone, I think.
Yeah, Ugoni hasn't actually pitted yet.
They both got DRS, which is interesting as well.
Oh my god. I'm going to ride on board for this one.
Oh, Ugoni's not pitted at all. I just assumed he pitted right at the start. Yes, my apologies. Yeah, okay. Well, he's going to be waiting for a safety car, isn't he?
And neither has Calvin, I believe, hasn't pitted either. And neither has J-Sarge. They're the only ones left.
Okay. Well,
so Chris Bailey is a de
a
facto podium sitter right now.
Got a very dirty car. What's he been doing with it? Chris, wash your car. It's appalling. You're an embarrassment to all of us. Come on.
Dirty. Well, it is a Mercedes, I mean...
Dirty Mercedes.
They're dirty before they get onto the track.
Well, it's got to be said, that Merc seems to be having very good races, but pretty cruddy qualifying, doesn't it, in real life?
Yeah, that pretty much sums them up this year.
But, I mean, Lewis was very good around Silverstone, it's got to be said.
Yeah, he was having a very good race. I think George was actually having a decent race for a lot of it, but he just struggled more on the tyres, I think.
Yeah, well, I think it's you sort of see in some of these situations, it's Lewis's experience wins through over George's obviously high pace. He's obviously a very quick guy, but Lewis has obviously got a lot of experience. Yeah, and as we say that, the Mercedes actually seems to be going backwards.
Yes.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it is. In fact, Saviour has woken up and found some pace.
Well, Saviour is on significantly younger tyres than Sarge. Yep. Sarge's tyres and Calvin's tyres must be starting to feel pretty horrible by now. Calvin just got horrible understeer into the penultimate corner, actually.
J-Sarge dives in the pits.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think those mediums are dead.
Calvin's desperately hoping for a safety car, I think.
It's all settled down a bit now, hasn't it? That's
really
the problem.
Has, yeah. He's got a nice little gap from him to that Nick BT. Not quite enough for a pit stop, but he should still come out in the points theoretically.
It's very interesting up the front because we've got a real mixture of strategies going on here. LRL is on quite old mediums. He could probably force those to the end. They'll be horrible.
They're going to be filth at the end of this race.
I mean, Kid's got to be the favourite to take the win at the moment, hasn't he?
I think so on those tyres, yeah.
He's got the youngest tyres of anybody in the top four, and he's sat in P2 only 1.3 behind. He's probably not using a huge amount of effort to sit there, I wouldn't have imagined.
No, exactly. I have just noticed that Calvin has really dropped off the back of Ugoni here. Really dropped off the back.
Those tyres just when I was on board with him, the tyres just looked like they looked like they were made out of putty.
Yeah.
He was sort of just going around corners and he's just understeering everywhere. And yes, he's going to go and put those in the bin. Quite right. So
Chris Bailey has got DRS, but unfortunately it's not going to do him much good this lap.
Well, I think ideally you want to use the first DRS detection to get up to the back of the car in front, because you're actually got a better chance of opening a gap after the second two detections. I think you want to
Having said that, Saviour runs so wide.
A rare mistake from Mr. Saviour there.
And there goes Chris Bailey up into P4.
Through goes Bailey!
Mr. Sandbags Bailey.
Mr. Handbags Bailey.
Maybe he's finally dropped the sandbags.
Mr. Manbags.
He's going to listen back to this stream and we are going to be in so much trouble for this.
Come at me, bro. Right, so what else is going on? Bergen has quietly made his way up to 6th.
He has, he's had a very quiet but very good little race, to be fair to him.
Well, he was on the fringes of the points early on when we were talking about him, and he's now on tyres that are easily going to go to the end. He's got, the equally youngest tyres out of the top 10. apart from Sarge's new softs.
Yeah, he'll jump Ugoni when Ugoni finally decides it's time to pit. So that's P5, basically.
That's not okay. You can't jump people without their consent. That's not on. We cannot.
We do not condone such behaviour.
I will not endorse this buffoonery. Yeah. So yeah, no, Bergen's looking solid for points.
Yep.
Ugoni is gonna. I think Ugoni could be in trouble. I wonder whether those tyres are actually already starting to struggle, and that's why he ran wide in that into turn 3.
Yeah, he might well have done. Yeah, he's going to be outside the points by the time he pits at this point.
Having said that, I think he's forgotten to use ERS at any point in this race because he's basically got full ERS.
That is fairly typical Ugoni, though. Actually, he just doesn't use ERS until he knows he's in the position where it's just going to be a good idea to just drain it.
That's the esports tic-tacticals, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is almost like he knows his esports tactics.
I was going to say, it's almost like he's really, really good. Annoyingly. Yeah.
Oh, Eddie Dust is out, and it's a safety car! This plays into Ugoni's hands hugely.
This is going to transform this race because we've actually got... let's just quickly look at the gaps to the leader. We've got a big gap.
LRL pits,
big
Kid
gaps.
pits, Ugoni pits.
It's 24 seconds amongst the top 8.
Chris Bailey pits. I think everyone's pitting at this point.
LRL is going to be absolutely rubbing his hands together because he is going to come out of this pit in the lead on the soft tyres.
Yeah. That is just absolutely played into his hands. Nick BT pits.
Kid Dynamite nearly got him in the pits.
J Sarge doesn't pit. How many is he going to jump?
Not that many. He was a fair distance behind.
He's come out P4, mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a nice little move from J Sarge there, actually.
He's not quite going to have the freshness, I guess, but yeah.
No, but I mean, if this safety car comes in, let's say 25, he doesn't have to do that many extra laps, really.
He doesn't, but that first couple of laps on those fresh softs is noticeably quicker, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
They start to even out after a few laps, but I think sort of the explosive power that Chris Bailey will have behind him.
Yeah.
Sorry. Chris Bailey exploding all over the back of J Sarge.
Oh, poor J Sarge.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, could be a sight to behold.
Yes. Bergen's also lost out a little bit down in P8. Calvin managed to jump him, but again he's got 2 laps extra on those soft tyres.
This is interesting. Now we literally have a genuine everyone on soft situation all the way to the end.
This is a full-on sprint.
We've got a few people with penalties. I'm guessing some of these are going to get removed though, so let's not refer to those too much tonight. They may all be.
At the penalties just to see where we're at. So it's 3 for Saviour, 3 for Bergen, 3 for Reese, and 6 for Nick Beattie.
Who is up 9 positions after commenting on him at the start.
Yeah, that's a very, very good little race from him. Please do remember, racers, to provide race director if you want time off, or we will dismiss.
Sorry, Commandant. God, that's very stroppy, wasn't it?
Just a little nota bene to all of the racers who might be listening.
There's no doubting your authority in this situation, is there? Wow, Simon's putting his foot down. There's a few people getting a bit excited listening to this, I'm sure.
Doesn't happen very often, so. I'm such a calming presence. Unless you're in a party with me when I'm racing, then I'm the exact opposite.
So who's had a really strong race? I mean, LRL has done a particularly good job, hasn't he? He's gained 4 places amongst hot competition up the front. He finds himself leading the race on fresh tyres with just a few laps to make it to the end. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens between him and Dynamite. I'm going to be fascinated to see. Well, and Ugoni as well. I mean, that top 3. Wow, you got 3 very, very capable, quick people there.
Yeah, you have.
It's going to be man bags, isn't it, up there?
It is man bags, not sandbags.
Yeah, Chris is going to feel a bit left out because his man bag is somewhat lacking down in fifth, unfortunately.
Yeah, but anything can happen, you know.
I was going to say it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. It just takes those three to trip over each other slightly, not even knock each other off the road, but just block each other a little bit, and suddenly,
exactly.
Suddenly the people behind close massively. So here we go. We've got the safety car coming back in this lap,
and we are going to have a 5-lap sprint race.
We've got Los Ticos Locos Club de Brawl. What's that say? I can't see it. The Brawl Stars.
Yeah.
Asking how to join the Discord. Can somebody please explain that in the Discord? Explain joining the Discord in the YouTube chat for us, please.
Yes.
But if you search us, you will find us.
We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on all of the social medias, and you can find the Discord link there, I'm sure.
Los Ticos Locos Club de Brawl Stars. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo estamos esta noche?
Alright, show off. LRL has gone on that note, and not caught Kid sleeping very much. In fact, nobody's really been caught sleeping by that one except Calvin.
It all was just a bit even Stevens, wasn't it?
Oh, J Sarge gets 3 seconds, that could be huge.
Kid's making a move.
He's not wasting any time. Oh, he was very brave late on the brakes there. But, oh, there was some contact there.
That was all pretty acceptable from what I could see, I think.
Yeah, it was a little love tap.
I think it was all quite respectful.
But Kid is hungry, and he's got a massive exit onto this back straight now. I think LRL might be just wasting a smidgen of ERS down this straight, or he's just got a very, very, very skinny car.
Oh, there's a foul behind as well.
Ooh, Chris Bailey gets 3 seconds.
That's big.
That's huge.
Kid is looking super racy, but what we have seen, like we commented on earlier, is that LRL's straight line speed seems to be pretty
disgusting.
Crazy, really.
Yeah.
However, we are going to get a bite of DRS, aren't we, at the end of lap 27?
Yeah, we are indeed. Because he just drives away down the straights. Chris Bailey gets... Ooh, having said that, I say he gets the move done on Saviour. He doesn't quite. Looked like there might have been a little bit of shoving there as I saw a bit of Bailey on the grass.
Looks like J Sarge hasn't got the tyres to take the fight to the guys in front of him, but he's got enough life in them to protect himself from the guys behind him.
Yeah, the front three are definitely driving away at this point.
Thank you, Ant, for just sorting out that question in the YouTube chat.
Again, Kid got a very good exit. Oh, mind you, hello. He caught up quite a bit down the straight that time.
Let's see what the exits are like here. Ugoni's got a great exit, actually. Oh, he's dropping back slightly. It's almost like Ugoni's got a bit more downforce on that Ferrari than the two cars in front.
Which I respect.
He seems to exit really nicely, but just not be able to keep up with them down the straight. Just very fractionally.
That'll be me on Wednesday, to be fair.
What, you reckon you're going to make it as far as lap 26?
Look. Will I make it as far as lap 26? Absolutely. Will I be in the points? Yet to be clear.
You'll be on the back of a motor scooter getting driven around the outside of the circuit. Again, Ugoni's got a fantastic exit out of turn 2. But
can't get the move done.
Just doesn't seem to have any ability to impact down those straights.
Whereas Kid is suddenly looking extremely racy.
He is. Yeah.
I wonder whether LRL's speed may have been a dumping of ERS. Because here he comes.
Wing open, he's got the DRS. This is the lap.
And he's gone. And Ugoni wants to have a look as well.
Oh, around the outside into 10.
Has he done it? Oh, there was a bit of contact.
If you're going to overtake there, it takes a lot of cooperation from the person that you're working with, and
huge cojones.
Well, you can't really count on the other driver to just go, okay.
Yeah,
So,
crack on.
Yeah. So, yes, bold. Meanwhile, Chris Bailey still sitting back there, just a couple of seconds behind.
He's doing right. He's got past J Sarge. He's up into P5 for the moment.
He's a little bit behind. He's a little bit behind Saviour. He's just not making inroads into him really. He's getting DRS. But
Oh yeah, LRL is flashing down the straights. I think he's done a lot of ERS dumping, unfortunately.
Maybe we should start calling him Lurl.
Laurel.
Lurl.
Oh,
Lurl
God,
Husvan.
That throws me back to the Yanni versus Laurel thing.
The Yanni versus Laurel thing. What's that?
Yeah, you had to listen to someone on a social media video saying a word, and you had to decide whether they were saying Yanni or Laurel.
I have no memory of this. Must have passed me by that one. Sorry.
I think you're a bit too old, sorry. That was my payback. I think Martin may have just left me to do the last 2 laps solo. Oh, he has just gone really silent. I'm now slightly scared I'm being kicked from the Discord.
Oh, where were we? Oh, I remember.
Chris Bailey is about to get a move done on Laurel.
Ugoni is right up behind Kid. Ugoni
he
is
is as
all
well.
over the back of him.
This is where that esports saving of VRS is coming in handy.
Yeah, I mean we don't give away too much about the old ERS situation in case people are in parties and listening, but it's pretty evenly matched. Let's just say that.
Actually, is
So this is
Calvin's
this is all
out.
about.
I missed that one.
Oh, he's gone. Where is that? Oh, he's the exit of 3.
Yeah.
He's gone where I found myself pointing into a wall on Friday night. In fact.
Ah, yes, that happened. You only got the move done on Kid, but
Oh,
Kid's
for
coming
goodness
straight
sake,
back.
Can these two not hang on? We're clearly talking about important things, and they're messing around doing racing.
Contact! Oh, how did Ugoni control that?
Kid's snout went right off Ugoni's rear there.
And Kid gets 3 seconds just for good measure. Oh, and he's held it. Oh my good grief. I think he's just gonna hold off Saviour. Oh,
Oh my word! Did you see that?
I'm on board with that.
That car literally just flipped.
It did.
What the hell happened then?
Oh my good lord.
I hadn't actually noticed we were on the lap 29 because of the excitement that was happening, but what was that?
Sorry, I clicked the wrong button, so we lost the stream from it there. Yeah, that was mental.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't quite catch what happened, but I just saw the bottom of a car on my screen.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that was interesting. But there we go.
The game's given Nick BT driver of the day.
It has, and that's a very good shout, to be fair. He did have a very good race. And there's Ugoni on the top step again.
It's getting a bit boring, isn't it, really?
I know, it's almost like watching Max Verstappen every week.
Try mixing it up and not being so good, honestly.
I know. Okay, I'm done watching you celebrate. You get to do it every week. Sorry, Ugoni.
So,
I'll just run through quickly. Ugoni ends up taking P1 with Laurel in P2, and Kid Dynamite drops to P3 after his penalty. Followed by Saviour, Chris Bailey, Reese Whitcomb, Era Voice, Bergen takes P8 on his debut back in the full-time seat, followed by G-Star and Nick BT taking the last points position. Then we've got Gormy the Brave, Kisa Soze, J-Sarge, BRD Calvin, Eddie Dust, Depova, Simba, SW, Mark Hodgson, and The Slayer. So, who is your shout for driver of the day, Mr. Hills?
It's a tricky one because there's a whole bunch of people who've performed very well there. I mean, shout out to Fabian in seventh there. That's a pretty impressive showing. Bergen's points on his debut, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a difficult one because a lot of the people who I might have given a bit of a shout out to have sort of fallen at the last furlong, sort of thing, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think LRL possibly deserves a mention because he took his first set of tyres a very long way, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would go with. I think I'm going to go with Era Voice Fabian.
Yeah, I mean, that is a spectacular drive from Era Voice, to be fair.
Well, he's up 8 places. He's from a tier below. He's done well to bring it home there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to bloody Ugoni. Just stop being so good.
Yeah, I mean...
I mean, he's good, isn't he?
You
He
can't
deserves
really
to win
argue
it.
with it. He does deserve a driver of the day for that. It was a spectacular drive.
It's
But special
very
shout
annoying.
out to Era Voice, who had a very good drive, and Bergen, who had a very good drive on his return to a full-time seat, I think.
Yes.
Is all I have to say.
There was a lot of good performances in there.
So yes,
Well-
thank you all for joining us for Tier 1. We're done again. We'll be back on Wednesday at 7 o'clock when I get the pleasure of driving around this absolute asshat of a track for an hour and a half. And thank you for joining me, Mr. Hills.
No problem. It's been mildly amusing.
Oh, well, I'm glad it was at least mildly amusing.
The company left something to be desired, but the race itself was very interesting.
Well, it's been a pleasure being on comms with you two. And we
Yes,
hope...
I would just like to say that you are definitely a person with whom I have spoken today.
Wow. From Martin Hills, I can say that is very high praise. And we look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday. Thank you for coming. Good night.
Well done, everyone. Good night.